The auxiliary need is used in the sentences to express necessity or obligation. Denoting necessity or obligation, need may be used as follows. He need not go. Usually, when the sentence is used in negative, then we do not use to in the sentence. But if we are using need in the affirmative sentences, then we use to in order to have the auxiliary added to it as need to. For example, I need to go now. One needs to be careful. So, according to the singular or plural or the pronoun that is being used, the to would be added to need, or it will be not added to need according to the sentence. For example, we see that in the negative sentence we do not use to. He need not go now. He need not meet him. So, in all these sentences which we are having in the negative sense, we do not use to. The preposition to is not there. Whereas, when it is in the affirmative sentences, then we need to use need to. So, the words will come together as need to, and the auxiliary will be added by to. Again, when we are using it for any obligation or for any compulsion or necessity, we also need to be careful whether we are adding an S to it or not. For example, when we are saying one needs to be careful, that means it is in singular form when we are saying one, and one needs to be careful. When it is the first person, again we will not be using S with need. I need, we need. When we are using it with the third person singular, he need not go. This we are using without an S because it is a negative sentence. When we will use it in a positive or affirmative sentence, then we will add an S to it. That means we will say he needs to go now. So, it totally changes the meaning of the word when it is used by the addition of S and without an S. So, we have to be very careful, especially with the third person in this case, because there is what the confusion lies, because in the third person, when we are using it in the affirmative, then we need to add an S to need. Whereas, when we are using it in the negative sentence, then we do not add S. For example, he need not cook. But when we say he needs to cook, then we are adding an S to it, and also we are adding the preposition to. He needs to cook. Whereas, when we are saying the plural form of first person, that is we will only come with need. It will not come with an S. Now look at the second person. What happens with the second person? He needs to go. Again, we will add an S and also the preposition to. You need to go. For the second person, we will only have need to go. We will not add an S here. So that means when it is being spoken, it will be always without an S. You need to go. That is the direct form, or talking to the second person, then we do not add S. What will happen if this sentence is said in the negative sense? What will be the sentence then? You needn't go. Again, there is no S there, or if we are not putting it in contraction, we will say you need not go. So, in the second person, whether it is a negative sentence or an affirmative sentence, with the second person, we are not using S with need. So, where are we using S? The S is being used for the third person when it is in the affirmative. What about the third person plural? They need to go. They need not to go. So in both cases, we are not adding S. So the only case where we are adding S to need is where we are having the third person singular. He needs to go. She needs to go. Ahmed needs to go. So these are the third person singular where we are using the S with need.